So I recently rewatched the movie Shark Boy and Lava Girl with my little girl Bella. And the producer of that movie is Robert Rodriguez. I remember reading about Robert Rodriguez in the book Tools of Titan by Tim Ferriss. I loved his excerpt and his interview. So one of the things I remembered as I was watching the movie is Robert's take on life and how you don't need to know, you just need to trust, and that creativity is the key, and that your life changes don't happen over one moment or like one big event like you think it does. It happens over a sequence of like 4 days. So I want to read to you the book, and perhaps this will help you with whatever you're experiencing right now, especially if it's failure or you feel like things aren't going your way. Turn it around, because things are always happening for you and not to you. So I'm Thuy Dam, your spiritual ninja and muse, and my mission is to bring peace to your head, heart, and home. And this here will help you with notes at midnight. Okay, so Robert takes copious notes. He sets an alarm for midnight every night to input the day's notes into a Word document. He dates everything and stores them by the year so he can find whatever he might want later. I have a little alarm that goes off at midnight because around midnight is usually a good time. And I'll write something down, because I found that even when I just wrote some items down, I could go back and fill them in later because I would remember. What kept it going is when I would go back and review the journals and realize how many life-changing things happened within a weekend. Things that you thought were spread out over 2 years were actually Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that Monday. So many occurrences happened in chunks that could blow you away, things that kind of define you. For anyone who is a parent, it's a must. It's a must because your children and you forget everything. Within a few years, they'll forget things that you think you should remember for the rest of their lives. They'll only remember if it's reinforced. I'm a real family man, so I really love every birthday. I'll tell my kids because they forget by the next year what their first years were like. I'll just read through the journal entries and it blows them away. Or they'll say, "Hey, we should go camping again." I go, "Camping? Oh yeah, remember that time we went camping and I put the tent in the backyard and it had electricity through? We had fans and you were watching Johnny Quest and we were playing." I must have a journal on that, and I must have a video. So year by year, I just search camping. Oh, May 4th, 1999, we went camping. It's on tape 25. I go through the tape and show it to them. After I'd show them the tape, they didn't have to go camping again. They just relived it. Or your girlfriend or your wife, "What did we do last year on your birthday?" They won't remember. A year goes by and you will not remember the details. You go back and you see the journals. It's even better the second time. You live through it again and you realize the importance of it. So this month, Bella and I went to California, and we did a lot in those 2 weeks. But she already forgot when we came back a week later. And I was like, "Bella, you said this, and remember this?" So then I showed her the videos of Legoland and the things that we did. She's like, "Oh yeah, Mom." Even myself, I forget too the importance of something. And so it's so important to document. And the decisions that you make over that time really move you forward. And so it's those moments that really help propel your life and changes the trajectory of your life. So the next part is, you don't need to know, trust comes first. Robert has many different jobs and doesn't view creativity as job specific. It's a meta skill. He routinely plays guitar on set and invites master painters to set to teach the actors during breaks. He believes that if you develop creativity, trust, and getting started often takes care of the rest. The technical part of any job is 10%. 90% is creativity. If you already know how to be creative, you've kind of got the battle half beat, because you don't need to know. You don't need to know what notes specifically you're going to play when you're on the stage and do your solo. Everybody will ask, what did you just play? And you're going to say, I don't know. I asked Jimmy Vaughn, who do you know, how do you know what's you're playing just now? I don't even know what I played. Ask any other greats. I studied under a painter, Sebastian Kruger. I went all the way to Germany to watch him paint to figure out his trick. How does he do it? Because I tried to do what he did and it looked like garbage. He must have a special brush. He must have a special paint and a special technique. So I go, and now he starts with a mid-tone, starts knocking in some highlights, a little bit of the chin, and then he goes to the eye. I ask, how do you know where to go next? He says, oh, I never know. It's different every time. So let go of some of those patterns that you think that you need, okay? And just use your intuition and flow. What drives me bonkers? What do you mean? How come I can't do that? And I'd go sit down and suddenly I could do it. It blows you away. So take those lessons back. And so I take those lessons back and I teach my actors that. I teach my crew that. You don't need to know. You get in your own way, thinking that you need to know something, a trick or a process before it would flow. If you got out of the way, it would just flow. What gives you permission to let it flow? Sometimes if you take 4 years of schooling or you study under someone, then you've suddenly given yourself permission to let it flow. You're just opening up the pipe and the creativity flows through. And as soon as your ego gets in the way and you go, I don't know if I know what to do next, you've already put I in front of it and you've already blocked it a little bit. I did it once, but I don't know if I can do it again. It was never you. The best you can do is just to get out of the way so it comes through. When an actor comes to me and says, I'm not sure I know how to play this part, I say, that's beautiful, because the other half's going to show up when we're there. You say knowing's half the battle. I think the most important is the other part, not knowing what's going to happen, but trusting that it will be there when you put the brush up to the canvas. It's going to know where to go. So I know that there's a lot of uncertainty right now, because in my readings, that's what a lot of my clients are telling me. There's a lot of doubt. And I tell them that I'm there to take the next step with them, and they don't need to know. They just need to trust, and then trust that they know. So I hope that these two things, letting your creativity flow, helps you, and also learning from your failures, and that it's all happening for you, and that from that creativity and looking at it another hindsight will activate something in you to take action, and that some of those things that happened over the weekend or course of like 4 days is what you need to get activated. So I'm Thuy Dam, your muse and spiritual ninja, and my mission is to bring peace to your head, heart, and home.